What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jacob, Pick Management, back with Betting Royalty, the Prince of Picks, Pyam. We are here for another special edition of Betting the Pitch, where we are covering the AFC Asia Cup and AFCON tournaments. Pretty special that we have Pyam here for soccer. We are usually on the NBA Betting Insiders. Soccer Ash Q VIP will be back with us tomorrow. But for today, it is Pyam and I delivering you our best bets for the Thursday AFC Asia Cup and AFCON tournaments. Pyam, tell everyone how your night was, how your games are going, and dig right into your best bets.
Yeah, had another good day yesterday. I actually predicted the upset of the tournament, which was for the African Cup of Nations. Namibia 1-0 win over Tunisia. I didn't exactly predict the score, but I did say that Tunisia is one of those teams that when you expect the most from them, they give you the least. They're a team that always seems to underwhelm, especially in big tournaments, and that's exactly what happened. So I was spot on that. That was a nice little plus 1,000 payout there for me. So
And that's exactly why I don't like betting these tournaments.
yeah. Well, there's always a big upset. I actually have a couple units on Tanzania right now. They're taking on Morocco, so it's a pretty tight game so far. So cross my fingers. Let's see what happens. But overall 7-3 in Africa. We're about a couple of games over 500. Both tournaments combined. So, I really am enjoying these tournaments. Both of them are pretty entertaining so far. A lot of action, intensity in both tournaments. So, looking forward to getting into the picks for tomorrow's games. I will go ahead and get us started.
Yeah, dig right in.
Cool. All right, so we're going to start. First, we're going to go cover the Asian Cup. So these games are all going to be on Thursday, January 18th. First up, we're going to go to Palestine versus UAE, United Arab Emirates. I am going to take UAE money line, minus 140. We're going to keep it simple here. If UAE wins, they will qualify for the next round, which is the knockout round. Palestine, quite frankly, they're just not very good. They're just not a very good team. They're not in good form right now. They've only scored 2 goals in their last, I believe, 7 games overall. This is a team that, of course, we all know what's going on, within their country. We're not going to get into that, but, there's a lot of distractions for this team. And just in general, on the pitch, they're just they just don't have enough talent to compete in a major international tournament like this one. So we're just going to keep it simple. Like I said, UAE money line. I think they're going to be motivated to win this match so they can go ahead and qualify for the next round. And maybe they'll sit some of their starters in the final match, which would be against Iran for the group. So UAE money line, minus 140. That's my play for that one. Do you have anything for this one? Or
Yeah, I'm all over UAE here with you.
Yeah.
Palestine, they got some shit going on, and I think the soccer tournament is the last thing they have on their minds right now. And we've seen UAE win 4 out of their last 5. They lost 1-0 to Oman. Otherwise, they've been kind of dominating teams. 3-1 over Hong Kong, 4 over Nepal, 2 over against Bahrain. So for this, I like UAE minus 135. I'm also going to jump on their team total over 1.5 for minus 102. And then I think I'm going to take a look at a clean sheet here. UAE to record a shutout, yes, plus 175. I really like that. So I think I'm going to take that as well. Clean sheet is plus 118, but shutout is 175. I don't think we see a draw here, so I don't think there's going to be any late like PKs or anything. So I'm going to go clean sheet. Shutout for plus 175 to go with the team total and money line.
Sure, love it. All right, next up, we're gonna go to I can't remember which group this is, but it's a different group. Australia. It's Australia. Is taking on Syria. Australia currently first in the group with 3 points. Syria is sitting third in the group with 1 point. For this one, if Australia wins, they will qualify for the next round. And I think this is going to be more of a damage control game for Syria. I don't think Syria is really going to look to score here. I don't think they're going to look to play open. I think they're going to keep it very compact defensively. I think they're going to try to minimize their goal differential because I think that Syria is going to look to their final matchup against India as their ticket to get into the knockout round. I think realistically, they know they probably can't compete with Australia. So, minimizing their goal differential, making sure that, they're one of the top 4 third-place teams because in this tournament, same with the African Cup, the top 4 third-place teams in each group also qualify to the knockout round. So that's something that they're going to keep in mind, and it's going to come down to goal differential, if 2 teams are tied on points with different groups. So my theory is that they're going to keep it very compact. They're going to keep it very defensive. And they're not really going to look to push the envelope too much in this match. They're going to look for India as their way to get in. Australia, if they win, they can rest their starters in the final match of the group play of which they would play Uzbekistan. So I think there's enough motivation here for Australia to win this match. So I am going to do a little 2-pick parlay here. I'm going to go Australia money line and Syria under half a goal. I don't think Syria scores here. And that parlay is going to come out to minus 135. So that's going to be my play for this game. Did you have anything for this one?
I sure do. I am going to be all over Australia -1 and Australia team total over 1.5. Australia has hit that team total in 4 out of their last 5 games. They're winners of 5 in a row. Syria, they scored against Malaysia and Kyrgyzstan. And then otherwise, North Korea was like their last goal. 0-0 shutout against Uzbekistan. And I think this Australia team is just on another level than Syria. Again, another level than most teams in this tournament. We've seen them dominate. They've been champions before. In Syria, have just 1 win in their last 6 games across all competitions. And in their last 3 matchups against Australia, don't have a win, 2 losses and a draw. So I really like your play on the under half a goal here, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to rely on Australia just in case something crazy happens. -1, team total over 1.5.
Sure. All right. Love it. All right. And then the final game for the Asian Cup for the slate of games on Thursday, January 18th. We're going to stay in the group. India is going to be taking on Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is currently second in the group with 1 point. India is sitting at 4th with 0 points. For this one, Uzbekistan is just too talented offensively for India to hold down. I know India's come a long way, and props to their federation, internationally, the way they've been able to raise their level of play over the last several years. But they're still not at the level of a major international tournament. You're going to see that theme here with a couple teams in this Asian Cup. They expanded the Asian Cup to 24 teams, so you're going to see a few minnows here that are making debuts or maybe aren't quite ready for this level of play yet. India is one of those teams, and so I'm going to take Uzbekistan -2. That's at -110. I think Uzbekistan wins this one comfortably. I don't think India really has much of a chance in this one. And again, if Uzbekistan wins, they will qualify for the next round. And so I think there's a lot of motivation here for them to get the job done and get a nice goal differential at the same time. Do you have anything for this one?
Not really. I was looking at Uzbekistan to score in both halves, but I don't have enough info on it to give out something that I believe in. I do like them to win here, but I can't find a play that is worth it money line like price wise. So it's gonna be a pass for me.
Okay, sure. All right. So that's going to do it for the Asian Cup. And then now we are going to head over to the African Cup of Nations. Again, these matches are all going to be taking place on Thursday, January 18th. And first up, we are going to go to Egypt. They're taking on Ghana. This might be the most upside down group of the African Cup tournament so far, with Cape Verde leading the group with 3 points, and Mozambique getting a shocking tie against Egypt. Egypt actually scored in the 90th minute. It was a bit of a controversial penalty kick, which, of course, Mo Salah did what he does. He scored the penalty, and he rescued a point for them. They ended up in a 2-2 draw with Mozambique. So they were very close to being on the bottom of this group with Ghana, which Ghana actually had another their own shocking loss to Cape Verde. Cape Verde scored in the 90th minute to win that match 2-1. Shocking to everyone except me, because I was the one that picked Cape Verde Islands as my sleeper team to win their group of all the teams in their groups. And I did post it on the socials, and that was at plus 1,000. So I'm looking pretty good at that right now. So if you guys have been following me, hopefully you guys tailed that bet. Because if you did, we're looking pretty good right now. They are sitting on top of the group. But I digress. Anyway, Egypt versus Ghana. We're going to go both teams to score here. Plus 125. Both teams need to win. They're both sitting at the bottom of the table. And if either one of them lose, that's almost lights out for them, which is crazy to think, considering they were probably the two favorites going into this group. But yeah, I think we see at least 2 goals here. So I do think both of them are going to look to score. So that's going to be my only play for this one. I don't like either one of their forms right now. I think they're both in bad form. I don't really trust Egypt. And Ghana they're not the same Ghana that they used to be. So I struggle taking a side here. But I do think just from the necessity of needing a win for both of them, I like both teams to score. Do you have anything for this one?
For Egypt, Ghana, I'm going to be on Egypt plus 105 and their team total over 1.5. A couple of reasons why. Sorry, guys. My computer, I have like 10 million tabs open. Working hard, you know what I mean?
It's hard at work.
So, yeah, so for most of the reasons that he just said, I like Egypt here. God damn. So Egypt have been putting up goals a lot lately. Ghana losers out of 3 out of the last 5. The fact that they lost 2-1 to Cape Verde kind of makes me believe that this Egypt team at home is going to just blow them out. Egypt have scored over 1.5 goals in 4 straight against Mozambique, Tanzania, Sierra Leone, and Djibouti. And I think that they kind of blow out this Ghana team. So because of that, a good play. And the fact that Egypt is, trying to advance here, I'm going to be on their Egypt plus 105 and team total over 1.5.
Sure. Yeah. In any case, I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I think both fan bases are going to be super intense. So neither one of them are going to want to get knocked down. It would be shocking if they did. But yeah, love it. So next up, we're going to go to another group. I'm sorry, I didn't have this one written down. I can't remember which group it is. But it's Equatorial Guinea. Sorry, it's Group A. Equatorial Guinea. They are taking on Guinea-Bissau. So the Battle of Guineas. Equatorial Guinea is currently second in the group with 1 point. Guinea-Bissau is sitting at 4th with 0 points. For this one, Equatorial Guinea, they are undefeated in their last 9 matches. Meanwhile, Guinea-Bissau has won just 1 of their last 5 matches. So you got teams going in, trending in different directions right now. And Equatorial Guinea, they actually had 50% possession versus Nigeria when they played them in the first group, in the first match of this group stage, which they tied 1-1 with Nigeria. So the fact that they were able to keep 50-50 possession with, one of the top 5, teams in Africa, one of the African giants, if you will, that speaks a lot to their ability to play. Most teams, they lack possession against Nigeria. So a 50-50 possession, that's pretty good for them. And a win will see Equatorial Guinea through to the next round of knockout play. So for all those reasons, I'm on 2 different bets here. I'm going to take Equatorial Guinea money line, a plus 165. I'm going to put 1 unit on that. And then I'm also going to do a 2-pick parlay. I'm going to go Equatorial Guinea double chance. And I'm going to go game total under 3.5 goals. That parlay comes out to minus 185. I'm going to throw 2 units on that one. So
what was your first play?
My first play is Equatorial Guinea money line.
Oh, okay.
Plus 165. Yeah. So I'm doing the double chance 3.5 under 3.5, just as a little bit of insurance, just in case things don't go the way that they should, or that the way they're supposed to. But either way, if Equatorial wins, we win both bets, and if something goes wrong, we still got the insurance bet with the double chance and under 3.5. So in either case, I just think Equatorial Guinea is a better team here. So yeah, I like their chances to win and advance to the next round.
Awesome.
Do you have anything for this one?
I do not.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Yeah,
I had to guess.
I'm all done. My plays are all done. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so I'm running solo from here on out. Gotcha. All right, so we got one more game then. Last one. We're gonna stay in Group A. It's Ivory Coast versus Nigeria. Ivory Coast currently first in the group with 3 points. Nigeria sitting at third with 1 point. Here's the deal. Nigeria is the more desperate team, and also Nigeria is the better team. A win will see Nigeria through to the knockout stage. Ivory Coast, they can theoretically and mathematically afford to lose, and they can look for a draw against Equatorial Guinea for their path to get to the knockout round. So there may not be quite as much urgency here for Ivory Coast as there is for Nigeria. And again, like I said, I just think Nigeria is a much better team. Ivory Coast is not the same team that they used to be back in their heyday. You know, when they had the likes of Didier Drogba, and I can't think of other players, but he was my favorite player growing up. So I know he was on Ivory Coast. They've fallen back since then, and they're not one of the giants that they used to be. And they didn't look good in their first game. You know, I know they won 2-0 against Guinea-Bissau, but they looked lifeless for a lot of the game. I watched the whole game, and they didn't look as dominant as you would think that an Ivory Coast team should have looked. So I'm all over Nigeria here. I got 2 different bets for this one. I am going to do 2 units on Nigeria double chance minus 145, and then I'm also going to take Nigeria straight up on the money line. At plus 340, I'm going to throw another 2 units on that one. So, again, I think Nigeria, the more desperate team. They have every reason to win this game, and they're the better team. So, I think getting them at plus 340, that's great value for me, considering, that I just believe that they're a much better team than Ivory Coast. So, that's going to do it for our coverage of the Thursday slate of African Cup of Nations games.
All right.
You guys can follow me on TikTok and on X at Prince of Picks 10. Also, make sure to follow this channel here on YouTube at Sports Betting Insiders. We are going to be doing a daily show covering African Cup of Nations and Asian Cup matches throughout the group stages and continuing into the knockout rounds, all the way to the finals of both tournaments. We also do a 7-day-a-week NBA gambling show, NBA Betting Insiders. So if you're into basketball, you know anyone who's into basketball, make sure you guys are following, hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date with all of our new videos that we are posting daily. And also make sure you guys are not going to want to miss the European soccer coverage that my guy Jacob here at Pick Management does with Soccer QH VIP. They do a fantastic job finding you bets from all over Europe, lower leagues, upper leagues, mid leagues, whatever you want, they find it. They will search everywhere to find you the best bets. So you guys are going to want to stay locked in here to the Sports Betting Insiders.
All right, and to review, Payam is on UAE minus 135, Australia money line, and Syria under a half a goal. That's a parlay, minus 135. Uzbekistan minus 2. Egypt, Ghana, both teams to score, yes. Guinea double chance and game under 3.5, minus 185 for 2 units. Equatorial Guinea money line plus 165. Nigeria double chance minus 145 for 2 units. And Nigeria plus 340 on the money line for 2 units. I am on Australia minus 1. Australia team total over 1.5. Egypt plus 105. Egypt team total over 1.5 goals. I'm also on UAE minus 135. Their team total over 1.5, and they are going to also have a shutout plus 175. You can also find me a couple times a week now on at Driving the Line on YouTube, Jonathan Coachman's new show, right here on Betting the Pitch, the special edition, and the show with Soccer QH VIP, which will be returning tomorrow. And, of course, the NBA Betting Insiders, the only 7-day-a-week free gambling show. I'm Jacob at Pick Management. This is the Prince of Picks, Payam, and we will see you later.